What's going on, everybody? Welcome to an awesome ANR podcast. We got a really good show today. It is episode 60 in the books today. I am so glad to be here today and talk about some cool topics we're going to get into. And, well, I can't get into it unless I bring in my couple of friends. Joining me somewhere in Hell's Kitchen. I don't know where they are, probably a rooftop, a bar, who knows? They're going to tell me right now. My friend D and Chris, welcome aboard, friends.
It's like your 60th birthday, too.
Oh, got the white hairs to prove it, right? How are you guys doing?
I'm alive.
Good.
Yeah.
You're alive. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. That's harsh. Were you going through some trauma?
Every day of my life.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, well, I'm glad you're happy and alive and smiling. I know your little kitty cat. How is she doing? Is she okay?
Yeah, she's with Jess right now. A little scared. We're got to do some strict regimens and medications, but
well, tell her she's not alone. I got to do some of that too. So
thank you for asking.
And Chris, how are you doing?
I am good. It's weird because I can't believe we're mid-March already, but it feels like I haven't seen you guys for 2 weeks.
I know, right?
Jeez.
Every time we get on, people don't realize, when we get on, we actually are, trying to catch up on the week's events and stuff that we do, right? So this is actually us trying to finally get together and talk and kind of engage with each other. I mean, we throw messages here and there back and forth, obviously, but this is the first time we actually get to talk properly, right? So, I'm just glad that we could do this on YouTube and our podcast too. Speaking of that, we're on all the podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and Amazon. And then we're also on YouTube and Twitch on Mondays at 8:30 Pacific time. And we're all over social media. And I mean all over. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Yes, TikTok. We're doing videos there. And you can find us with our handle at AstonishingNR. And we're all over the place and doing some cool things. We got an awesome team. It's just been a fun ride. We're just continuing developing new content. We're going to be doing some awesome stuff. We're going to talk about just a little bit from now, a really breaking news of some stuff that we're going to be doing here that's going to really change ANR for the better.
I've been really hungry recently for popcorn. I don't know why. Maybe we'll figure it out later.
I'm a more a chicken guy, right?
Really?
He's like, I'm not even getting into this. Just leave me alone.
I really wish
terrible with your dad jokes.
Yeah. I really wish they put the two together. I don't know. That's just crazy talk.
All right, let's get into our what we watched and what we got. D, take it away.
I'm still on. We're still on our Seinfeld binge. We tried to watch that Jason Segel movie. I don't even know what it's called. Something Water.
Oh, okay. Is it that bad?
I just got bored. I honestly, I'm trying to remember the name. So
if you have to remember the name of the movie, it's pretty bad.
It's supposed to be a thriller where this dude breaks into a millionaire's house and he's trying to rob him, and that's a game of cat and mouse. And somehow they found a way to make it very, very boring. So we didn't finish that. Turned it off.
Oh, that's Tom and Jerry. That's an
I wish it was, because I probably would have had more fun. So Seinfeld season 3, episode 7 right now, and then I'm going to continue on with that after.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and then what I got. So because of our emergency, I didn't spend a lot this week, but I did get him last week. I forgot to talk about it.
So, it's the Boy Scout himself. No, not Superman. I'm talking about Captain America.
Captain America. I like this one. It's the 20th. You guys did a review on it?
Yes, we did. Yeah. It was fun.
Go check that
out.
Did
you guys see, sorry to interrupt, just because you're showing us now, did you guys see the post of the new Hellfire Gala with the Avengers in there?
No, I didn't see it. Like figures?
Characters in the Hellfire Gala look. There's Captain America, which looks amazing. There's Falcon, which is outrageous, and there's even Forge in there. So
this is a handheld game, right? You're talking about the game?
No. This is been released. It's the Avengers joining the Hellfire Gala. Remember last year when they did Jean Grey and they did all the characters in these cool, intricate looking outfits?
Yeah.
They brought the Avengers into it too.
No,
But it's just art, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Comics.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that's pretty
Sorry.
interesting. I might have to take a look at. We might have to look into that and maybe throw some of that up on our social media platforms. Get some take on what other people think.
What do they think?
Mhm.
It's hit or miss when it comes to those. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I'm
very,
very interested in what people think about
stylized.
these things. Yeah,
Some are like it's like modern day costume, like runway models. Like they have these most eccentric, obscene clothing.
you mean Iceman?
Oh,
The one that
oh
Chris
my
loves?
God. I am out.
You don't like that one?
Wow, that's a pretty big Jack Daniels bottle
Yeah,
that you got there,
yeah,
Chris.
check that out.
Yeah. It's not juice, it's wine, I swear.
It's liquid courage for the episode.
Yeah.
For those of you who are listening, wondering what is he talking about? Well, he's just having some refreshments like we always do here. So very, very professional.
Mhm.
You need to stay hydrated.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Pour a glass of wine while we're on
That's
air.
the best way to stay hydrated. Alcohol, apparently.
All right. Okay. Anything else did you watch?
Nothing that I watched. I had this model kit that I've been sitting on for like 2 years, and I finally built it. This MetaView robot, and then by the like 2-hour mark, I'm like, I don't even like model kits. Like
What?
like I just had to like start doing it, and then halfway, I'm like, I want the finished product. I don't enjoy this at all. Like I just want the figure.
okay.
So
I feel your pain because
lesson learned.
yeah, I went through that phase when I was collecting Gundam, and I was just like, I'm spending 8 hours putting this thing together. My hands hurt, and I didn't have any fun.
Yeah.
Like, why can't they just pre-make this stuff? And then I find out later on there are
Yeah.
pre-built ones. They're just not as intricate as these ones, of course. But like, do I really need to know the inside workings of the
No,
robot?
because you cover it in the shell.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I don't care for this. Right?
Jess was
Yeah.
like, "What? That took you like all day, and it's so small." I'm like, "Yeah, you have to put the like gears inside of it,
Oh,
and then the like wires inside. It's just like,
and it's all
internal-
covered up. You'll never
It's okay.
see
Yeah,
it.
I'll never see
You'll
it.
never see it. So
Because there's parts where it's like, we recommend you glue this, and I'm like, so I put all the insides in so I can glue it closed now. Okay, all right, fair enough. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got this week.
do you have any more of those, or just one?
Oh yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna do the next one.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I got it at the same time as the other one, so it's just.
You know
gonna
what you
sit
could do is you can paint it as a different superhero character.
there.
I
Yeah,
think they did. Yeah.
This man doesn't even want to build it. You want him to not customize painting.
I was gonna say, like, by the time I'm done building it, I don't want to look
He
at
has
it.
zero interest in doing that.
I'd rather sculpt hair on a Marvel Legends custom than put one of those stupid things together.
Which
Yeah.
you have, and we have put it up on our Instagram, and they look awesome. So you are good at sculpting hair. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we move on?
Chris's turn.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
All right. So 3 shows I've been watching. One on Netflix is the Diaries of Andy Warhol.
Mhm.
I can't remember if I mentioned this, but it's been really good. I'm going to continue watching the last episode tonight. Yesterday, I was doing a little child sitting, and he wanted to watch Turning Red, which is on Disney Plus. And I have to admit, at first, when I watched this, I'm like, this is stupid. But it is such a good movie. So it's a Disney movie,
guys.
and it's, huh?
I told you guys.
I didn't remember you mentioning this.
Oh
to me.
yeah, it was in our Facebook group chat. I was like, just go watch it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
no,
okay,
Turning
what would you
Red,
quickly? What would you give this out of 10?
I would give it a 9.
I'd give it an 8. I'd give it an 8.
Oh, okay.
It's very diverse though. Some people can't handle it because it's a.
Okay.
Chris, give your take.
So the thing that I loved about this movie is it was based in Toronto. It's a Disney movie. It's a female director with a main lead female character, which is nice because they're bringing it more to the forefront. They weren't like the feeling of pressure of here's a female character, deal with it. No, they're making things that are so taboo to talk about more streamlined and like more realistic. She's this 13-year-old girl and I don't want to ruin it because it is something that you guys have to go see. So something happens and the mother starts freaking out and she's like, it's time. She's getting there. It's time. It's time. And then she brings out this box and it's tampons. But
that's the part
this
where
is
I'm
a Disney movie. Okay,
I'm little... some people weren't into all of that, so that's why I mean it's very random.
It just alarms me. It's a Disney movie. Did they have any ratings or before you turn it on?
It's child. It's for kids.
It's hard to explain to a 5-year-old what that box contains. That's my concern.
Guess what? It's either now or later on.
Eventually, they're gonna have.
Well, I would prefer later, not 5 years old. But I mean, hey, that's
it's you can keep it kind of tailored down for a 5-year-old, but like for a girl who might be watching it at that age where she might be experiencing it for the first time,
at 5 years old.
I don't think they're 13.
Streaming movies.
You're talking about 13. I'm talking about 5-year-olds, right?
But in this day and age, they have the ratings, and it says may contain, and it gives you.
Well, that's what I was asking. Was there a rating? And
it's PG, and then it tells you what.
So that explains it. Okay, that's why I said, is there a rating? If there's a rating, then okay, that's different because then parents can see that and make a decision if they want to have their 5-year-old watch it, right? So, okay, fair enough. I might check it out. I'll check it out.
All in all, it was a entertaining movie. It's obviously heartfelt. It's a very family orientated movie. And for finally, what I watched is another documentary on Netflix, which is outrageous. Netflix, they have some good documentaries and some okay ones. This one is called Bad Vegan.
I saw that title and I keep scrolling.
Are you kidding me? That's hilarious.
It's crazy because this woman, she was a lawyer and then she ended up becoming this amazing cook for raw food. And then she met another cook. They got into business together and it got to the point where they were separating and they went to the guy who's helped like buy and start their own restaurant. He kicked him out so she could take it over because she had the drive. And then it got to a point where she met this one guy and all this crazy stuff started happening. Like money was being drawn out of the restaurant. And this restaurant was so famous. They were having famous people going in. That's how she met the guy she was kind of with because this guy was twittering with what's his name from 30 Rock? I can't remember.
There's a lot of people on that show.
Yeah.
So have to narrow it down.
Like the craziness, it really kind of opens up the mind to understanding how gaslighting happens and how some men out there will control and try to control women. And I think it's a great documentary. It's shocking when you hear about the behind the story. So definitely go and watch it if you love those movie or shows, documentaries. Anyways, so for what I actually got myself something this week. It's a late birthday present. And it's my bloody Valentine figure from NECA.
Do you have the receipt to return it if you don't like it?
No, I don't need it.
Oh, okay.
I don't need it. And I picked this up at one of my favorite. I'm going to mention it. It's not a. He doesn't support us. I just want to announce it because he's amazing. Is Netherworld Collectibles in New West. Great guy.
Which is in Vancouver, Canada, for anybody who's outside. Yep. Okay. There's a quick little message here. Breaking news from Toy Crusaders. He's saying Alvin rules. Thank you, Trevor from Toy Crusaders. You are absolutely correct. But the check is not in the mail.
I don't think that got cleared up from 2 years ago.
Well, it looks pretty clear here.
No.
It's pretty clear.
Oh my God, Elvin, you wrote that. I can see.
What you guys can't see. I can't log into his account.
See.
For anybody who's watching us, let us know. Do you think I could pull this off? I don't think so. This is Toy Crusader's own personal handle. And Trevor, if you're listening and you're still here, let Chris know. It wasn't me. It was you. All right.
We know he's paying you.
Anything else, Chris?
No, and one thing I wanted to mention with this guy is stay tuned because I think I might do a review on him for the channel. First
cool.
horror figure. Ooh.
I mean, there were some scary figures we did, but they weren't horror. So, all right, I'm going to get into some of the stuff here. So, I got Elden Ring for free from GameStop. I got it for free. Didn't pay a penny. I am not going to tell you guys yet. Stay tuned. That I will announce that on our channel. I'll tell you guys after during. But
he picked it up in the store and ran out. Ooh.
All right. So what I got is I went into these. I don't know why I did that, but I watched the animation, the one in the 90s Batman animation, and I just had the itch. So I went and got these. Now, I'm not familiar. When was the release date for these figures? Anybody know?
So this is from a canceled.
Oh, by the way, anybody's listening, it's the Joker from the Batman Adventures Continues.
They were staggered releases because this was from a line that was canceled, and then McFarlane bought the DC license. He's like, I'm just going to release these. So they came out sporadically between.
Well, when did they first start coming out?
Like the original?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea the packaging.
First wave.
So I also got this guy here, Azrael, as well.
So these are relaunches, and I think the ones initially that were released were probably like 2010 or between 2010 and maybe 2015.
Okay.
But it's not something you should be worried about falling into that hole, because I even look at those figures all the time and kind of wish I got into them, because the stylized
well, they're all coming. They're all over Toys R Us now. They're coming everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of Robins at the local Toys R Us that I have go to, so they're all over the place now. They're all coming in droves. But I got these.
Funny,
yeah,
because you see people selling them for like $200 because like, oh, it's from the canceled line. Like they're gonna come out. Just chill out.
I know there's a Mr. Freeze that I am keeping an eye on, but someone's asking for over $100. I'm like, no, not paying $100 for that. Nope. I'll wait for them all to trickle back in again. And all of these cost me like $30-something. So to me, but I'm planning on keeping these. I'm gonna open them up, but I don't consider them like posable action figures. I'm gonna consider them more like statuesque, and it just sort of commemorate that awesome animation for me, right? So, I mean, I know they have articulation, but not the extent of like Hasbro's or any other action figures recently. I also have. I also got another Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness figure, but this one we're going to give this away. So we're going to give this away, and how to win it? Well, you just got to be a subscriber to our YouTube channel and leave a comment, and one of us will, if we see a cool comment, we'll just pick that winner. So this is our giveaway for the month of April. So you can get it before the movie comes out. So
okay, I'm gonna put a challenge out for your comment. You gotta leave the best dad joke ever.
Best dad joke ever. Okay.
Best dad joke ever.
And then the next thing we have is I've got the SH Figure Arts Sailor Saturn. So I'm almost finished. I think I need one more to round out the team. So
Pluto?
I don't know. I can't remember. I haven't even opened the other ones that I've got. So I'll open them eventually, display them. So yeah, happy to get that. And then I went in a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I blame my son for this. I started getting the new Hasbro Fortnite figures. So I got the Sky and Ollie. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing them right. I have no idea. They're Fortnite figures, but they look cool. So I might do a review on these and see if they are actually better than the Jack. Is it Jack Pacific?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jazzwares.
Jazzwares, sorry, Jazzwares.
Yeah. And then Jazzwares sounds like it should be doing Tupperware. I don't know why.
Jazzware. And then Lynx here. Basically, I said whatever's on the shelf, I'm just gonna throw it in my cart and walked out. So Lynx, and then I got Dio and Sayana or Sayana. How do you say that, D?
I have no idea. Sayona.
Sayona? Who comes up with these names? Like
they're unique.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm excited to see how they articulate. Like I have no clue, right?
Oh, I love how they articulate. They have stupid small feet though, but they're like G.I. Joe wise.
Okay. I'll definitely look into. They look cool. There could be great background figures,
Yeah.
or not even background in the front. Like, I mean, I'm looking forward to doing a lot of pictures with these guys. So got that, and then my favorite, and I got two of them because they just look so cool. Is I got the upgrade shark. I don't know what I mean by upgrade. Maybe the stuff inside it or something. But this guy looks crazy.
Yeah, that's
Can you
what
imagine him
it's
fighting
like.
Aquaman?
No, because Aquaman would. Never mind.
Oh, come on, Mr. Peacemaker. He's like, I'm not touching that.
Not going near that.
One of these days, D's, you're gonna slip. We know you. And then I got
D's
from
the
Storm
proper.
Collectibles, Evil Ryu, Storm Collectibles. I'm excited to open this guy. He's a little chunky because that's what Storm Collectibles do. They make all their figures really chunky, right? Yeah, so that's cool. And then, oh, by the way, in terms of what I watched, I should have started with that. I was just so excited to talk about plastic. I watched The Tourist on Amazon. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but it's a pretty good show. It's exciting. It all takes place in Australia. See, all me, Toy Crusader says. Thank you, Trevor, for backing me. By the way, if anybody's listening or watching us, go check out toycrusaders.com. This guy got some awesome figures for us to collect. Prices are very reasonable, free shipping, and for most of the part, if you hit a certain amount, I think free shipping. But he's available to ship to anywhere in North America. So go check him out. Awesome guy, Trevor, and I love dealing with him. I bought a bunch of stuff off him. So yeah, toycrusaders.com. Go check it out. And then I got an extra one of this because I'm going to keep one sealed. And I think, Chris, you're doing a short on them, right? Or you already did?
Yeah, I think it's out already, honestly. Because I remember doing in a short. Like, I remember opening it and I was completely taken by the figure. Like, it's so cool. Like, everything's a new sculpt. There's texturing on the black suit area. The metallic paint is just flawless. It's a really awesome figure.
I saw one of the reviewers, I believe it was the Foosh, but he actually did it to the chrome paint on it, to the chrome pencil, and chromed out the armor. I wonder if that's something that we could do. Would that be easy to do or difficult to do?
It's easy to do, but with that chrome paint, the chrome pen that people are using, you have to let it dry and you can't really touch it because as soon as you touch it, it kind of ruins the finish.
Okay, last but not least, yeah, go ahead, laugh at me. I said I wouldn't do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a nice figure, so no judgment.
Yeah, it was there. Dad joke. Go ahead, Chris. Read that.
What you've done, fools.
The CEO of IKEA was elected prime minister, but it was taking him forever to put his cabinet together.
Oh,
winner! That's a good one.
Look at D shit. If D shaking his head, that's a good dad joke.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Thank you, Trevor, for that dad joke. I appreciate that. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, of course, man. You're an awesome guy. Why not? We love working with the community. We love talking about awesome people that try to get cool toys like this. I can't believe I bought a Swamp Thing from Todd Mcfarlane after I swore I wouldn't go back into that line. But he was just sitting there at GameStop, and I was just like, oh.
Well, does it look nice? Like, does it look ugly?
Yeah, it does look nice.
So
but he's got the little tiny baby feet. I don't know. He's probably gonna destroy some of my figures on my shelf somehow.
Is that the one that you have to paint yourself?
No, that's go ahead, D. Explain that one.
I don't know. There's not much to explain. He released an all gray one for some reason, the art proof variant, but they outnumbered the normal colored one, so it's not really a variant. Then is it a chase figure?
This becomes the chase figure now.
Yeah,
I did get some doubles. I also got the 20th anniversary Hulk, which I'm going to do a review on because that's an awesome looking figure. We'll see. I'm definitely trying to do a review on that. I got so many things to review in so little time these days. But yeah, that was my haul for this week. I'm probably missing a couple of things, but that's okay. We're going to move on to our awesome topics. We're going to start with rapid takes today. So we'll get that going here. Let's go with, here we go. Rapid takes. All right, here we go, guys. You know the rules. 30 seconds to give your take on it. I will allow for the very last topic a minute because it's a decent topic that Chris loves and wants to get into it. But 30 seconds for the topics, and I will cut you off if you are going longer than 30 seconds. First one. So Sarah Michelle Gellar has said that she wouldn't mind having Zendaya play Buffy in a reboot. What are your thoughts on this? Do you care? Do you want a reboot, or you should just leave it alone? What do you guys think? Go ahead, D.
I don't care, but that being said, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, see, that's tough, huh?
Yeah. What is that? You threw me off. She was just the TV show Buffy. The movie Buffy was a different actress anyway. So, like, she's passing on the torch for something she wasn't originally the, I don't know, core character for.
Well, she did say it would if it was a series. So
yeah.
But I mean, we don't even know. This is just her just speculating, right? or just throwing her name out there. Right?
There's nothing to be mad about. Zendaya is a great actor.
Yeah,
no more to say. Yeah, that's my take.
Okay. Chris, what do you think? I know you're a big fan of Buffy, right?
Oh God, yeah. I think the way the series ended left it open to endless possibilities of who can have the ability to be the Slayer, because ritual was performed. All the women who are possible Slayers have become Slayers, so they could pick up that storyline and take it anywhere. The one thing that's going to be hard is not having the same writers. It's going to be completely different. So don't expect, if we get it, to be exactly how it used to be.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'd be open to it. It's been talked about in the works for a long time. So we'll see what happens.
I don't really care for this. I mean, I understand there's a lot of people that are
very
fans.
popular.
Yeah, it's a very cult following, right? And I respect that. But for me, it's just like, okay, cool, whatever. I mean, yeah, Zendaya is a great actress, and I'm sure she'll do just fine in the role if the writing is actually good. Because you can only do so much acting, but you have to rely on the writing to be good too, right? So, and then make it a TV show. Yeah, I'm sure, but I think Zendaya is probably going to pass on this because she's becoming a really popular actress, and she's probably going to take bigger movie roles. Then she's already got a Dune franchise she's going to be doing, Spider-Man franchise that she's going to be involved in, and then she's got her HBO Max Euphoria TV show. I don't know where she's going to find the time to add this into her schedule. So, I mean, as much as that Sarah Michelle Gellar wants her to do it, I don't think she's gonna actually do these because she's got bigger fish to fry, right? All right. The new Witcher is in the works. Witcher being the video game, not the TV show. It's finally announced that they're going to be doing this video game. And the question I want to ask you guys is, do you want a Henry Cavill type of looking character in there, or do you want to stick to the traditional Witcher look of the characters there? D?
Sorry, Chris's cat threw me off.
Sorry.
Charlie answered the question already.
Yeah, he took my answer. Yeah, he said what I was going to say.
Stupid cat. No,
he's like Henry.
Yeah, I like Henry's look, but okay. I don't know. Do you?
I'm asking you the question.
I know you're a Witcher fan. I guess we'll.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, but I personally I don't mind it. I like that look. So.
Okay. Are you going to play the game if it comes out? Is that something that you dabble into?
Eventually, I'll get to it. I have so much on my backlog.
When I mentioned Elden Ring, good luck. I don't know when I'm going to play this game. All right, Chris, what do you think?
You know what? With games nowadays and all the cool downloads that you can get, they'll probably do a classic Witcher look, or you can have a code or content.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Add his face. So, you know what? Either or, I'm sure we might get both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
pre-order now to get the Henry Cavill look, right? Something like that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to this. I'm definitely going to be in. And yeah, if they do the pre-order thing or bonus, buy this, I'll probably be in because hey, Henry Cavill's a cool dude, right? He's an awesome guy. He's the Superman. He's his Witcher, and he's also a gamer himself. So if they don't include him in some way, in some capacity, they're missing out on an opportunity here, right? So
I'm sure he'd love to play with himself.
Yeah. This guy built his own PC and he did it on YouTube or live or something like that. He did his own PC, so he's a gamer, big time. He loves it. All right, last one here. Resident Evil live action set to premiere July 14th on Netflix. Do you care? And if you do care, what are you expecting here from Netflix? Are they going to do it high budget, or do you think you'll be worried that they're going to be kind of doing a low budget tier service to this franchise? D.
I'm not a big Resident Evil fan in the same sense other people are, like Chris probably, but I like it. I will watch it, and I feel Netflix has been doing decent work in regards to the budgets they throw out. I think Resident Evil is a big enough franchise where they'll give them a big budget. Like the Adam Project, I thought was perfectly fine budget wise. They could at least do that level and get away with it, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Shout out to Sunny Channel. Thank you for coming on, buddy. Sunny Channel, go check him out, guys, if you're listening or watching us. This guy is awesome. He's just making some fun content. I really enjoy
his Instagram.
Yeah, go check his Instagram out. He's just a cool dude, just making some awesome. And Hasbro needs to show him some love.
Yeah.
Give him something to review early. Come on, Hasbro. But yeah, Sunny. Yeah, dang, Sarah Michelle Gellar can't lay claim. Yes.
Oh, she laid the groundwork for future Buffys, but the original still has a place in my heart.
Okay. Now, iTube says Christy Swanson. I'm not familiar with this. Chris, do you want to take this?
She is the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the movie with Luke Perry.
Alvin, you never watched that movie?
No,
it's not even scary. It's got
it's not even that. It's just, I don't have any interest in it. Yeah. Like, I watched a little bit of Sarah Michelle Gellar's TV show because I thought she was really, really good looking. So that's because the only reason I watched it.
And then like midway through, it's like, whoa, there's vampires in this.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm out. See you later. Peace.
One year, Elvin dressed up as Angel, not knowing he was a vampire. He's like, he's really cool.
Yeah. He seems to have a hepatitis or something like that. He keeps getting blood donations.
Oh my god!
And then Luke Perry. So I guess Luke Perry was in this movie or TV show as well.
I
only remember him from 90210, right? Yeah. Do you remember that show? Toy Crusader says, I'm trying to catch up on these stuffs here. The Legacy Blaster came in stock today. The windowless packaging is going to drive collectors crazy. Legacy Blaster?
Power Rangers?
Oh, yes. I think you're right. People will be able to touch, poke, push buttons, and wrap the paint. All right, cool. Toy Crusader sub to Sunny. There you go. See? Look at that. Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's awesome. You know, community, that's what it's all about, right? So people should be subbing to a lot of these places because they're so awesome. So many people are taking the time to make these content. Why not give them a chance, right? So yeah, I am fully embrace community love. So yeah, go check it out. I'm glad Toy Crusaders was able to come on today and see Sunny. And then now he's going to be entertained by Sunny and laugh his pants off, probably. So, all right. What else? That's sorry, we didn't even get into this. That's with you, Chris. I forgot about you and you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Dude.
There's so many people making comments here, and I wanted to get into it too. All right, what is your thought? I'm going to give you a full minute. You can take my 30 seconds.
It's going to be interesting. Look, we've gotten 3, 4, 5, 6 movies. So, this is a chance for them to really kind of rely on the story and, not introduce characters that we've never seen before. But this one, it's going to be based in 2036. So this is 14 years after the T virus has infected the Earth. And so it's so funny because what other secrets can we learn about the Umbrella Corporation? But this series is going to play off a deeper, darker secret. So if it goes back to, not just brief history about the T virus, about maybe the trials and tribulations of what happened when they were testing it in the first go round, I think it could be successful. They did want to try and keep it as close to the info that they have. There is a trailer on Netflix, but it's short and sweet. It's not going to be an animated. It should be a live action. The trailer is just a dog walking towards the screen, turns his head, and it's all decayed and zombified. So I'm definitely going to look into watching this. I'm just fingers crossed it's going to be good. Because
maybe we'll get you to do a little episode by episode breakdown.
Let me watch the first episode first. And then I'll get back to you. I don't want it to be like the Titans where I'm like locked in and I'm like getting yeah.
Let's not go there.
No.
D, I didn't even get a chance to react to this. Do you care, D?
What? I already answered.
Did you? Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm
It's
all over the place.
It's gone.
I just got excited when people started asking questions. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome! There's a lot of people here. That's cool." My personal thought, I'm not a fan of it. So, but I mean, hey, good for Netflix for picking this up, and maybe it'll be popular and be another thing a lot of people can binge on Netflix because they sure could use it. We have so many other platforms taking over their space. Disney pulling all of the Marvel stuff out of their streaming platform. So good for them. I hope it goes well.
Mhm.
All right. Let's get into what do we not announce the news now?
Yeah.
Let's just announce it now, right now, right?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh my god.
Well, our new segment, D.
Does anyone crave popcorn right now?
Yeah, so okay, we teased it a little bit earlier. We did tease about it a week or so that we have something coming. And well, here it is, popcorn chicken. When you're wondering what the heck is popcorn chicken, well, it is a new segment that we're going to be doing, and it's going to be based on movies and TV show reviews. So anytime you see a popcorn chicken segment, whether it be in our podcast or whether it be on our YouTube, we'll have a separate playlist for it as well. So you can just go into these videos, and it's going to be in-depth reviews on movies related to pop culture and TV shows. And the first one that we're going to be working on is Moon Knight. So we're going to do an episode by episode breakdown of Easter eggs, things to look out for, references, anything like that. We're going to dive in, research it, and talk about it and make it fun. But we're going to be doing these. So look out for popcorn chicken. And let us know what you guys think about the logo, too. We're going to throw it up on our social media tomorrow and get a chance to everyone to see. But let us know, get some feedback. And I mean, I love this. I want a t-shirt now. Like I want
It's
it now.
going to be slightly rated R, right?
It's gonna be
I can make
open.
you a rated R1. I can blur his privates out and put it on the
I think he meant the
Blur out
actual
the
episode,
popcorn
not
Okay,
the
yeah.
logo.
I was like, whatever Chris wants, Chris gets.
No.
No. I'm talking about the C is slightly in the right place
Yeah,
though.
I did that on
That's all I
purpose.
gotta say.
Oh my
But-
god.
But no, we'll the gloves will be off, right? The gloves will be off, and we'll be able to sort of talk about it, and it is going to be a little bit of rated, explicit. So we'll be able to talk more openly if you want to call it that. I know Chris just wants a reason to swear. So,
Chris wants that.
It's a sign of intellect. I'm sorry, you guys.
oh, Customs Matthew's here too. Hello, Matthew. Matthew, go follow Sunny. Matthew's probably already following Sunny. And Sunny, you go
Probably.
follow Matthew. Matthew's got his Wednesday YouTube channel. So go follow him, Sunny.
Whip It Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. He's doing some awesome stuff there. Okay, first topic. Let's get into it. We are going to talk about. So there's been rumors and rumblings. We are going to talk about Daredevil. So Disney, there's been rumblings in the Disneyverse that Daredevil is going to get a reboot of sorts, but they're going to keep Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and they're going to look into maybe bringing other people. Obviously, Kingpin is going to be the same gentleman that does it, but I mean, if they're going to do a reboot on this, do you guys think they should do a reboot or just kind of continue on? What are your thoughts here about this when you hear this? D?
So, like, what is their definition of reboot? Because they could very well not say anything and just have him be Daredevil. No questions asked. He's already established that he's Daredevil. He's fighting crime. Like, you don't have to have like an origin, which I don't think they're doing because of his appearances elsewhere that we've seen. So, if they handle it correctly, you don't even need to know this is a reboot. He could just be Daredevil doing Daredevil stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna introduce him in the Echo TV show, but I believe that was the rumored thing that he's gonna be introduced there, and from there he's gonna get into his own TV show. So maybe the origin story gets slid in there somehow, like maybe a quick flashback.
I don't even think they'll do an origin story.
No,
I think
you don't think so?
I think he will just be Daredevil. There will be a story that some sort of villain that he's going after, but none of the origin stuff.
I think because we've had a peek of him in the new Spider-Man movie. People have watched the Netflix Daredevil. They've even seen the original movie. There people who might just be introduced to him now. They'll probably research his history. So I feel like they'll bank on that. And with reboot, has it been stated exactly as a reboot? Because if they are using the same character, they can easily just continue off where Netflix left.
Right?
We will probably lose some of the characters, like the side characters, which I wish we didn't, because I love them. But I'm just happy.
What about Iron Fist? Do you like him?
No, he doesn't count. He's not Daredevil. Get him out.
We're talking.
Okay,
this is Daredevil.
Calm down, D. Calm down. No, I know. See, I got him rattled. I apologize for getting him rattled. But Chris, do you care for Iron Fist? Because a lot of people don't. So I wanted to ask that question.
I don't know.
Careful with your answer. How you answer?
Chris, here we go. It's all good. So not knowing too much about Iron Fist, when I seen the actor who was gonna be Iron Fist, I'm like, Ronald McDonald without his makeup on. Like, he didn't even look the part to me. Because, you get a sense of superheroes when you've watched it for so many years growing up. He just didn't look the part. And, when I was watching the episodes where all of them came together, it's just like he seems so out of place to me. But that's just me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not even going to ask D because he doesn't even.
You got my answer. I started violently shaking.
None of this. I ain't talking about this nonsense. Don't waste my time. He's gonna throw the mic and just walk out.
It's like the Electric character.
What about Punisher?
Yeah. Well, why do you gotta ask that silly question?
Oh, no.
Now you got me rattled.
No, Chris. I was asking Chris. Yeah. Okay. What about Punisher?
Punisher?
Yeah.
I thought he did a decent job. But it would definitely be, decent. It's hard because, like, if they bring him back, he's done so much. Like, what's he working on right now?
I have no idea.
He's working on his van. That's what he's working on, Chris.
Okay, well, maybe that's why we haven't seen him. But I would really like to see a reboot character of Elektra because Elektra was Greek and not British.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean...
They do that a lot, though. Like, if there is a foreign person who's supposed to be of any descent whatsoever, they just give them a British accent, like for whatever reason.
It doesn't work.
Default accent.
Default. Yeah.
Oh! You can't do a Greek accent. Just do a British accent.
You'll be fine. Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this, how they're going to go about it. So, we'll see.
And it being under the Marvel umbrella again, well, just like now, I think. It's hard because even Netflix quality Daredevil was filmed really well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I think
they'll change the costume, right?
I don't know. The costume to me it works out. Like I don't think they'd have to do a lot of tweaking.
I think he actually did mention that they're going to tweak it for the Echo
TV own show.
The costume? Maybe that's the reason why
what studio owns it. Depends on that.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why they're changing it because the other studio will probably want a ransom, right, to use it. So they did say they're going to tweak it a little bit. I would like this to be a little bit brighter, just a tad bit, because my Daredevil was that rich red, blood red, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the burgundy look. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like this color too because it's more normal to see someone wear. Well, I would say normal, but it's sort of like live action friendly, if you want to call it. It's not like really, you know, weird to look at or really, just I don't know what the word to say, but I would like a little bit brighter, just a tad bit brighter. I think would really pop. I think in the screen.
Okay, one thing I want to mention that I would love to see in the very first episode, if they are going to tweak the costume, save it for the second episode. Let's have a play off of his kind of classic old school costume. I would love to see how they would do that. And then go into the second episode where he's wearing his brand new costume. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I'm just happy that at the end of the day, I'm really happy that Charlie is back because that's my Daredevil. Like, I'm a big Daredevil fan. Like, he is one of the comics that I kept reading when I was a kid, and I loved it because there's something about somebody who had a challenge in terms of one of the senses being lost, right, which is a sight, and how the others heightened, and he was able to still be an awesome, superhero. So I just have a lot of love for that.
Mhm.
So I'm glad he's coming back in Echo, and I'm looking forward to. Even though this is rumblings and rumors, it's not confirmed yet. It's going to be. You can't keep Daredevil out. If you got Kingpin running around, you got to have Daredevil in some capacity, right? So, and I would love to see him in the movies again. He was in Spider-Man, but I'd love to see him in Spider-Man. In Hell's Kitchen, or other characters show up in there. It would be really cool. I was so geeked out when the Defenders got together. I was so happy because it was a mini Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? The mini version of it, where some of these people from New York all had connective sort of boss or enemies intertwining, and then they got together to fight the Hand, right? So it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that they announce it officially very soon. I'm going to be all over this. Are you guys going to be all over this?
Yeah, I'm excited. If they do,
Awesome.
I don't know what they have in store. Just to play the waiting game.
It's just fun to talk about, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Daredevil, looking forward to it. What is our next topic here? I think we'll let D get into this one here. What? D doesn't even remember?
I remember. I was deciding if we should make Matt wait or not. We can talk about Miss Marvel.
Yeah, let's talk about make Matt wait here. We'll talk about Miss Marvel. All right, what do you want to talk about?
All the good stuff right away, like Costco, you guys. So hang in there.
So basically, the newest trailer dropped. I don't know if it was a week and a half ago, roughly. Or was it a bit shorter? We got to see the big question: what will her powers look like? Because in the comics, for anyone who reads, she is an Inhuman. She's basically from a race of humans that were experimented on millions of years ago by the Kree to become super soldiers, just like lab rats, and then they abandoned them. They evolved into the Inhumans. They aren't mutants, but they go through a metamorphosis when they come in contact with this mist. They enter a cocoon and they get powers. That sounds awfully lot like a mutant to me, aside from the whole evolution thing, but they are different. And in her case, she is basically a combination of Ant-Man and Mr. Fantastic. So she has complete control over her body. She can stretch, but unlike Mr. Fantastic, she can grow in size and keep the same proportions. She doesn't have to stretch. She can shrink. She can enlarge her fists, which was her go-to move. Just basically Plastic Man. So in the trailer, however, she seems to have a cosmic bracelet now, and she creates hard light constructs like Green Lantern, if you will. And that's the biggest takeaway for me. I'm like, oh man, do I like this or do I hate it? And I was just trying to
That's a spicy meatball.
I don't know. I don't hate it. They didn't do anything wrong from an explanation standpoint. You got to get into the backstory of what an Inhuman is. You have to talk about the flop that came out years ago. Of that, what do you even call that? Was that a mini series? Was that a movie? Do you remember the Inhumans came out?
Yeah, oh my god, it was so terrible.
It was, I believe, it was on ABC, right? I want to say ABC.
Yeah,
it was. I watched a few episodes. I'm like, what is this? What's going on here?
Every episode was the same. It's like they're trying to find each other, and I'm like, how terrible. Like, I was really looking forward to Medusa. She's got a cool ability, and then they cut her hair by holding her down and shave her head. I'm like, really? They made it way too easy. I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
See, so first of all, do you think they could have pulled off the powers? Like, you can't.
Absolutely.
Really... Do you think they would have wasted their budget on that?
Well, here's my question to you guys: if they can't pull this off, how are they going to pull Mr. Fantastic off?
Because he'll be on the big screen, and they'll be like, he's going to make us millions, so we might as well throw money at it.
This is the budget for this is pretty decent too. The budget for any Disney, here's the question then. Okay, if you can't pull it off, but because of the budget you can't pull it off, you make a nice point there. If you can't pull it off because of budgetary reasons on the TV platform, then why even do it here? Why sell her short? Why not just put her in a movie, which they are down the road? Why not just have her there where you have the budget to give her it's like I said, Mr. Fantastic. Can you imagine if they changed him because they made a TV show? They're just going to change his powers. Like, people will be in uproar. People are like, what the heck is this? Right?
I think she's so low tier though. They probably are begging.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's, if you want her to be low tier, then why even have her? Why? The only reason they're doing this is because they want to be inclusive. They want, other people from other parts of the world to embrace a superhero or have a superhero that they can look up to. Girls, a minority, whatever you want to call it. But do her justice then. Like, if you're going to bring her out and tell everybody, hey, we're going to be all about this. We're going to make sure the world is loved and, looked after. And we want all kinds of awesome superheroes from all over the place. Then do her right. This is... Her powers is to have, like the picture I have up there, where
I changed it to the new one.
Yeah,
so
that's
right
fine.
Now,
no, that's fine. But that's the power that I know, and that's the power. I played the game, right? The Avengers game. It wasn't that great, but she was one of the main characters in there, and her powers were pretty cool. My kid was playing her. My kid's like, wow, she has the same power as Mr. Fantastic, right? My kid was saying, I'm like, yeah, she does. Very similar, right? Yeah, and now he's gonna watch this movie and go, or this TV show and go, where's the power? What happened? What's going on here? Now I gotta sit there and explain budgets and all this stuff to my kid, right? So, I mean, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Is it like the gauntlet she's wearing? Said that's what gives her powers.
It's a cosmic band of some sort.
I don't know. Like, maybe it's a leeway to be able to eventually introduce Inhumans into an episode, and maybe somehow because she gets exposed to the gas, right? And that's how she got her powers in the comic. So maybe they'll allude in some sort of way that she gets it permanently and she doesn't have to wear the gauntlets, because I know every time we see her, she's wearing the rings, but that's the cultural thing, she's staying true to who
they're called
is.
Bangles, right? They're called bangles, right? And a lot of cultures in the Middle East and in South Asians, they wear bangles typically. So I mean, I don't know, like, it just, I don't know. The other thing is about the story of this character. Like, does she, like, a lot of superheroes, they have devastating stories, or they have something that we can attach and understand or respect. She just looks like a kid in New York that just is a fan, and she gets the powers. I don't know that. Well, it just feels weird, this character, to me.
For her, in this case, she comes from a home in Jersey. She's very tied to her cultural roots, and to go off being a superhero when you have parents that strict, someone's going to relate to having super strict parents. Someone's going to relate to someone whose parents forced a culture on you. So. Just because it doesn't hit home for me, I'm sure it will hit home for somewhere else.
Yeah,
so.
Maybe. Yeah, good point.
Now, with that being said, a question for you guys: do you think this would have been better off as an animated series, or keep it as alive?
That's a great question.
I don't trust Marvel's animated studios anymore. Do you even remember like the last animated Marvel film?
No.
But what if?
What if?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like, as an anthology and miniseries, I liked it. Well, that's a good question, Chris. What I prefer, they stuck to animated and had her powers the same.
I would go with that. Like, what it comes down to, again, like what I was mentioning a minute ago, is if you're not going to do her powers properly because of budgetary reasons, then do her in the movie where you have the budget, or do it, like Chris said, animated where you can make her have her true powers. I just don't get it. Why can't you give her true powers? Like, you are, before the show has even dropped, you've already upset probably some fan bases who are her fans and they're probably girls between the ages of 10 to 15, in predominantly probably Middle East, probably scattered all over the world. Hopefully, all scattered around the world. They embrace her, but automatically, those people are going, wait, I read the comic books. I love this character, and you just took her powers away and changed it. Like, I have a problem with that. I really do. I have a problem with this. Like that. When I saw the powers, I'm like, hold on, and you know what? I haven't seen it. Maybe her powers evolve. I mean, I'm just trying to think logically here so that
But
I can.
like that would still piss me off because it's like she has these like
Yeah, but
crystalline light powers.
I'm trying to like this. You know what
Like
I mean?
that's just like her powers would go a completely different direction where she turns into the elongated.
Because right now
person.
she's more Green Lantern than she is Mr. Fantastic, right? So, and I'm just like, no, she doesn't do this.
Her powers in theory could still work the same. It's just stretching and growing. She could just have like
maybe she's
shell,
just
like armor
throwing chunks of her skin.
You know? Oh my god. Jesus. No, I don't know. And then like you're saying, Chris, she gets her powers through gas exposure, right? Where did I'm not too familiar with this character. So can you explain to me, is the gauntlet that she's wearing was always where she got her powers, or did it extend her powers? What is that all about? Because in the comics she's wearing that. So
that's just her culture.
It's just cultural. So it had no significant value except for being cultural.
It tied her home life, her personality into her superhero life.
Okay, so it's more of a cultural thing, but in here they made it into an actual power. Like that's how she gets her power, right?
Yeah. So instead of a ring, it's that. Like I mean, essentially,
the Green Lantern. There you go, right? So again, another fundamental change in her character.
And that's going to be a weird thing. It's like, how are they going to explain the gauntlet? Where does it come from? How does it get
we're gonna have
its
to watch
powers?
and find out.
That's easy though. Just a mystic artifact fell from space. There you go. Like
somewhere in the Middle East, it was dug up a million, 1,000 years ago, and somehow it was handed down to her family. And it was stuck in
she can find it in a junkyard, probably now.
And in that 1,000 years, nobody decided to actually put it on. It was just stuck in a closet in the attic somewhere. Like it just, man. And this is a new character too. It's fairly new, right? What is it? 2 decades old? Maybe less than that. 20 years old, maybe, right? Or even, it's a new character, and you've already changed her origin. You've already changed her powers.
The annoying thing when they change a character's origin, don't they ever realize that when you do something big like that, they have to spend more money going back trying to explain the origin and, shooting all these new scenes, having more characters in. I'm like, just start it out from the beginning. Yeah, I know.
But what's the alternative? Because you'd have to introduce the Mist, you'd have to introduce Inhumans. Otherwise, it's just a kid from Jersey who has some gas leak near her, and she's like her powers.
We've seen other people get weirder powers.
Okay, so let her fart, she inhales it, and bam, she's got the superpowers. It's just like
she's so tied to the Inhuman lore. That's the problem. I think
they could easily introduce Inhumans without having base characters. They can have it a shadowy outline. They don't have to even say anything. They can even do a flashback scene doing that where they're quick and simple, where they don't have to have speaking voices, whatever. But don't change an origin story only for it to complicate the understanding of the character or people who are fans of it. It's just
it's lazy writing. That's what it is. It's lazy writing, trying to get a show out just for the sake of getting it out. They need content, and they're like, okay, well, let's just, make this as simple as possible and get her out there because we want to look like we are inclusive and we want to make sure everybody's happy. So we're going to do this. So we're going to cut corners. We're going to write it down and simplify it and put this out there. That's what it looks like to me right now.
I think just choosing her in general would lead to this problem no matter what. Because even what Chris described, people would be hold up. This is a whole race of people, in the thousands, and you're just gonna do a quick overlay of a history.
Yeah.
You can't please. Someone will be mad at that too.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling this is gonna be the lowest watched Disney Plus Marvel TV show. I think it's gonna be the lowest. I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad because I haven't watched it yet, but I just have this feeling it's not gonna do that great.
They could have made her a mutant if they had waited. But
Well, they got the Fox rights and the right to say mutants well before this was even written. So I don't know what
And
their excuse was.
Customs by Matthew makes a good point, is why muddle the waters when the plan is to eventually introduce mutants?
yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah, I know. It's
But that
I
would have
mean-
been the first on-screen appearance of a mutant, which would have also made people mad. It's like, like you're gonna just
Well,
no matter what
mean,
you do,
I don't
no
know
matter what you do.
I don't know about getting people mad. I get it. People are like, well, that's the first, but maybe
That's
people
just
need
the
to
easiest. That's the easiest way to do it, in my
yeah,
opinion.
maybe
She's a
people
mutant. The end.
exactly. But I don't know, the changing of the powers and her origin story of how she got the powers. That's not a great way to do justice to a character that's already fairly new in the Marvel world, right?
Mhm.
And maybe they just thought, oh, she doesn't have a huge fan base. Maybe we could do this right now before she becomes more popular. I don't know, that you are already made it difficult for people who are becoming fans of her or became fans of her. And yeah, I don't know. I just have a weird feeling this show is going to not do well. And hope I'm wrong because I don't want to sound like a hater, right? I want all the shows to do well in Marvel, but we'll see.
They're gonna tie it to the Kree to tie her closer to Miss Marvel or Captain
Yeah.
Marvel. Sorry.
Well, the
I
movie
think-
is going to come out, I
Yeah.
believe, the year after, right? Yeah, and it's going to have both Monica and her with Captain Marvel. So
We'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
we'll see. Yeah, exactly. All right, on to our next topic, which is a great topic. Is Shartimus Prime, a YouTuber that a lot of people know about? He did an interview with Todd Mcfarlane, the Todd father himself, and he asked a series of questions about his approach to the DC licensing that he has. And we thought we'd just kind of talk about some of the responses he had. So, which one of you guys want us to start it off?
I'll start.
All right.
Chris was eager.
Now, the thing is, going into this interview, I thought, okay, the beginning, it started out great. They were giving us great answers and the politics behind the toy company. And, they were talking about the prices and increasing costs of action figures. And he stated, do they raise the price and keep the same quality, or do they keep the price the same and we lose features like articulation and accessories, which some of them we don't get that much anyways. And in some cases, the price increases can be due to the penalties. So we all know the pandemic happened and there were such delays happening. And this is the thing that I really enjoyed about this interview is, he stated and came out saying, look, when a toy doesn't hit the shelf, they get penalties. So the toy company has to pay these amounts of dollars, which are high, to cover off the costs of not having the figures there. Now, I get what he's saying about his company, but my question for you guys on this piece of topic is that why we've seen such an increase in Hasbro, is because there's so many different licensings that they have that they're like, okay, well, we can raise the price up $3-4. And like in the interview, it's risen twice in the last year.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to take this first?
Well, for me, the first question is, so Hasbro raised their prices, but why did it rise higher at Toys R Us than EB Games, for example? Like, why are their figures $40 there instead of $30 at another store entirely?
Oh, one of the Hasbro figures just fell.
Yeah, it's we do as bad mouthing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Like, I mean, it doesn't make sense why. Well, I mean, it does make sense in terms of the company's decision on their profit margin, right? So, in that, I understand it's a business and they want a certain profit margin, but I mean, if it's dramatically different, like, is it even close? What's the difference here between? And let's give an example of Star Wars. This price went to like the $49, I believe, for Star Wars. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think around $49 for Star
like
Wars.
a deluxe one. and then it's still
Oh.
not a
No,
deluxe.
no. I think it's
Oh,
for
is-
the blacks. The
Is
black
it? Oh,
series.
good lord.
It was in the 40s. I remember it was in the 40s. It could have been $42.99 or was it like $49.99, something like that. But it was not in the 30s. It was in the 40s. I remember seeing the tags, and I was like, "Yikes! This is a Black Series figure." Already, there's a bad rep with Black Series figures. Yeah, $42.99 as Matthew
Jeez.
mentions here. That is ridiculous for a Star Wars Black Series figure, especially when half of them are like repaints or have
Yeah.
terrible articulation. So, yeah, I mean, it's corporate greed, in my opinion. It's the stock shareholders. They need their profits every year. They have to make a profit every year. So the companies are left, they have to make these raises or cut back on quality control or, things in the packaging to reduce their costs so that these shareholders can profit every year. Because if they don't profit, then they're going to have an issue, right? So he points out a really good, and when I mean by he, I mean Todd McFarlane. Look at this beautiful mug. Look at this good old Canadian boy. I like I said from the beginning, I got a lot of respect for him and what he did, starting from nothing to building his empire here, and I really admire that about him. But I respect what he said because he's being honest. He's like, hey, I'm a private company. I don't need to raise my price if I don't want to. I mean, eventually he's gonna. He even mentioned that. He said eventually gonna do that. Maybe this is a great ploy from him to not raise it just yet. Maybe raise it next year and say, "Hey, I held off as long as I could, but I have to raise it." Maybe he just wants to look good in front of the public, or maybe he's telling the truth. I'm gonna go with him telling the truth that he really wanted to keep the price down and can. It's not just about greed with him.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He stated that about his comic books. His comic books are still only $2.99 compared to some of the comics out there.
And D collects comics, right? So D.
Oh, those are like going up and up and up. His stay the same. So he did, like Chris said. He's like, yeah. So people ask me, Todd, why don't you raise the prices? He's like, why would I do that? I don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm making
straightforward answer, man. I don't need to.
He's making money, so
yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah,
I appreciate honesty. Honestly, I really do appreciate him just being straight up with everybody, right?
Mm-hmm. Shall I go on?
Yeah, go on.
Okay,
yes.
So I'm just gonna. I did some cool bits and pieces of the different topics. So, the good thing that, and we've talked about in the past was accessories, how some of these characters don't come with the proper weapons. And one of my favorites is when Chartemis asked about the guns that was supposed to come with Peacemaker. It's his signature weapon. And so what we got is, as much as he would want to give us the accessories we want, what it comes down to is DC is still the boss. And there's been a big thing about parental
Warner Brothers with their parental locks and all that nonsense. Yeah.
And not wanting guns and weapons and violence. So they have to do what they have to do. But the cool thing is McFarlane, because he's his own brand, will eventually come out with accessory packs that will go with the character. So, this interview started out really good. So this was a cool tidbit.
Yeah. I appreciate him actually listening. He mentioned that a couple of times. He listens to what people are saying.
Even the side eye he brought up too.
Yeah.
And he's like, that was a miscommunication. I was expecting like.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, let's just kind of unpack this here. You're Todd McFarlane. You're the final say on this.
That's what I was going to say.
Did you not see the prototype before you signed off on it?
That's what I was going to ask. Like
who's running the asylum here? Yeah. Right? Yeah, I mean, go ahead, D. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's basically the exact same thing. My thoughts are the same as yours on that aspect. But unless the prototype changed drastically from that to the final product, and the people in the warehouse of the factory were painting the eyes too.
Yeah, it's like telephone. Yes, he maybe approved the final look, but then he said he wanted something changed with the eyes. And then when the guy went back to tell the art company to do this, he probably changed it up and everything got twisted. So, I think it's only going to be for that one wave. We might not even see it going again, but hopefully it's more of a mix, maybe one figure out of the wave. Who knows?
But why not just give us an alt head and have that problem taken care of?
That's going to be my topic after this, when we get to that.
Okay. Well, that's one. Well, that's the thing is like one of the things he said is, to keep costs down, right? And it also licensing. I don't know if that goes into what D's going to say.
So Sunny Channel says the side-eye made sense. McFarlane figures are pretty much statues, but props that he owned up to it. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. He mentioned like the sports figures.
Yeah, and I collected a bunch of those. I remember having all those.
And he's like, I expect them to have like another sports player on the upper that they're looking at. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's great, but Batman doesn't play basketball. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I mean, alt head would have just taken care of that. I think if you wanted to do this, why not have a secondary head in there that's just a straight, good old, straight ahead look. It would have just. So this is an embarrassing moment, right? For me, I think as a company has to go out and say, yeah, we kind of messed up here. Why even put yourself in that position? Alt head, problem solved. You don't like the side eye? Great, we got an additional head there, and no problems here at all. And people probably would have loved that. People would say, hey, okay, if I want to do some pictures, I can have a side eye. If I wanted to looking at another character, that's great for photography. But if I don't, I've got my regular head here. Problem solved.
For me, it's the hair that's blowing.
Oh,
to the side, but they're all different directions.
Hasbro does that.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I forgave Hasbro for that. I can forgive him for his eyeball situation.
Hasbro has capes, beards, everything flowing on one side, right? Half the time. Yeah, Chris, you were gonna say something.
Was I? Oh yeah, I was just gonna bring up the, not to defend them, but yeah, Marvel Legends does a lot of the sweeping hair, and we only get one head sculpt with that. So, I feel like we might just be picking a little more at McFarlane, maybe because he does deserve it, but again, we get what we get, and until he changes and gives us something new, it's just going to stay the same. And which kind of leads into the next little tidbit is I love that he asked this. Why so many Batmans?
Well, Sunny Channel says Batman side eye is only good if you have Catwoman passing by him and he's checking out her booty. Yeah. That might be the reason. That might be the reason. Yeah, I mean, why so many Batmans? Do you want to start with this?
He said it was a twofold answer. First, he said he could sell Batman 365 days out of the year, and I believe that. Second, he's like, I choose what looks cool, and to me, Batman looks cool. So he's like, you could just give me any random character, and I have the final say of what it will be. And a lot of the times, people come up to me with like random Batman characters. So it's a bias. Fair enough. Like he admitted that. Like he thought it looked cool, so he made it.
Okay.
That doesn't do anything for me, but
what's your thoughts on this?
I get his point of, one of the things I like that he said is, if someone misses out, because times are tough right now. If someone misses out on a Batman figure in January, like he said, and there's another one coming out in February, but they can get that one. I get that. But does it get to the point where you kind of start losing the excitement of waiting for that Batman figure? It's hard because, I do like Batman, but I'm not that big of a fan that, I have to have every single look. So, it kind of loses that anticipation. But again, with Marvel Legends, we've seen, okay, we got this figure as a Build-A-Figure, but it's coming back as a figure that you can buy. But now it's coming back in a 2-pack set. It's.
I got a question. I kind of giggled when he said that if you don't get the Batman in January, you can get it Dude, you can still get the Batman from the first year of your existence.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I can go.
What are you talking about, Todd?
I can go to the store and find
2020's Batman is still sitting at
Yeah.
Walmart right now, bro.
Yeah.
I can go get you one if you need.
But I don't
it.
know. I don't know how it is in the States. Like, for all I know, it can be different there. But Wave 1, the Wave 1 line is still on the pegs.
Yeah. Like,
So
I don't know what he's talking about. What? There's not a single McFarlane figure I cannot find right now. Not a single one. Some of them might have gone up a little bit in price because they're not in the shows, but it's not like it's difficult to find them or you have to fight a million people on eBay to get it.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, right? And I just don't understand. For me, what that answer didn't make sense to me. I was like, no, that's not a good answer. I'm sorry. It's just not is. I mean, I don't know what you guys think.
I don't know. I'm more inclined to the whole. It looks cool, so I made it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
that works for me. Like, whatever. It's your
But do you
money.
need to
it's
make?
different.
Do you need to make every line a Batman figure?
No.
In my opinion, no. But apparently, he thinks so. So
And you hit it right in the nail on the head here, Chris. You said, well, I don't want to have it every 3 months, 4 months. It just loses the excitement, right? Like,
Well, and then you lose chances on so many other possible characters that you could do, and which was one of my main points at the end of the next big point, because this is where the interview started slipping down the hill. But when it comes to inclusivity, and you're always doing a Batman, an honest question: how many times have we seen another color superhero in his line that isn't the same character in a different outfit?
yeah, I hear you. Chris, you want to read what Sonny says here?
We only keep gold, Wonder Woman, drown for the pegs here.
What are you guys' thoughts on these gold labels and these? We were just talking about the Swamp Thing, right? How the rare one is supposed to be the gray one, and it seems to be the most seen one.
yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the numbers, how he shipped them out. Like, I had to wait patiently for the normal looking one and push the gray ones out of the side when I finally saw the green one.
Yeah, it just seems like there's no control in Toddy's castle. I don't think it's just him being out of touch. I just think his whole team and the way they go do about that blah blah blah, where they go about doing things, it just seems whack and not controlled properly, because you get so many debacles after debacles. Right in the beginning, it was Superman with the gun hands. They had quality control issues. Some of the figures, they had inconsistencies in the builds. They were getting better, and then they reverted back to the terrible ones. And now you have things like Swamp Thing. Then he introduced the gold labels, and to me, the gold labels, like,
that's a Spawn thing. I'm sorry.
Isn't it? No, he made a Batman too. Remember, he made a Batman with knives.
Well, no, like this all color thing that he's doing started in the Spawn earlier toy series, where you could get like all silver Angela or all gold Spawn. Like, this is not the first time we've seen him do it. If you're gonna do something like that, keep it to your own brand.
Well, company. I mean, he's probably just trying to make some extra cash. He's like, somebody's gonna go out there and buy it.
Do newer characters. You want more cash? Do characters people are asking for.
D, what are your thoughts on these off colors?
I don't like the off colors, and I don't like the alternate. Here, let me just show you. This is freaking ridiculous. Okay, so
FYI, if anyone's listening, D is a massive Spawn fan.
So we got this. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I actually had this figure.
But then, do you need a secondary one with like?
Well, what's
a Mascus? Here, I'll show you this one too.
What's the secondary one, D?
I'll show you this.
Do tell.
Come on, D. Come on.
There he is. So you had a wave with the normal looking one, and then a wave with this one without his cowl on, and he's done that several times.
Well, at least his eyes are looking straight, isn't it?
Okay, sure.
Maybe.
I can't tell.
Was this a rare one? A Target exclusive, something like that?
I don't know. I found it easily. So, It was that
No,
hard.
there was a
Jeez.
no. There's another one, right? I believe there's another one with the Target colors.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, it was like red all over. It was some weird Target color. What about the glow in the dark one with Nightwing, or the Batman Beyond? Sorry,
There's
the
the Batman
Beyond.
Beyond.
It was like some outline red color. It was just so weird.
I
Well, you
swear,
have-
this guy is a 12-year-old kid living in an old guy's body. He's like, I got so much money, I can make any action figure I want. Ooh, let's do this. It glows in the dark. Yeah, that's not anything new.
But I think so. Alvin, like he's talking about exclusives. There was the Batman Beyond, which came with different batarangs and no mouth. Then there's the Batman Beyond with the mouth and different batarangs. Then there was the ink colored Batman Beyond, which was just a blue bat emblem because a villain pretended to be him and the bat logo was a different color. And then there's the glow in the dark Batman Beyond.
Wow, that's crazy.
Jeez.
That's like he was talking about. He did mention another thing that which I respected is he would build a figure even if there's no mold for it. He'll just make a brand new mold, and if it serves to make only one figure, then he's fine with that. He'll take a loss on it. I respect that and I appreciate that. But then you have the opposite side of this, where you have all these figures that he makes. Half of them nobody really cares for and needs, and so is he counterbalancing that by making all these other extra versions of these figures just to write off, I guess, the one mold that he made?
Well, here.
Yeah.
So you have like Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
and
Wonder
then-
Woman with the face.
There's the
helmet.
The other one.
Yeah, so many Wonder Woman figures, right?
But
See,
like for
and that's
go ahead, Chris.
sorry. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so a lot of people's arguments were he can't do this because the molds are too much. But then he flat out said himself, I will make as many molds as I want, and I've told the company to their face that if I think a character is cool, I'll make a brand new mold. So it just debunked the whole thing.
Oh wow, shots fired by Troll Crusaders. I don't carry McFarlane for that reason, just oversaturation.
Would you order a case though and leave it at that?
Yeah.
You know,
Like Trevor, yeah, would you? Are you asking Trevor or are you asking me?
Trevor, like, I guess people don't even come in and ask for the figures though. I'm sure if there was a demand for it, he would bring them in.
So this is interesting. We've got an actual person that sells toys, and they're not going to carry the McFarlanes because they're oversaturated.
Because they get left behind so much. That's what happens with peg warmers. And
but guys, he won the Toy Company of the Year award.
And I want to know how that, like, what was this based on?
Based
He
on
bought
sales.
Like,
Based
if
on
he brings in like 20 million figures of Batman and he sold 10 million, that's not good to me. But he could have just outsold everything else while mass producing a bunch of figures at the same time that just collect dust now.
And that's in like Canada and US statistics. That's not around the world. So you got to think a lot of that comes from probably American sales. Now, just going back to the topic of, having different head sculpts and redoing another body, it's just, yes, we love limited figures and alternatives, but when you do it so much, you're going to put this figure in a wave. How do you expect that wave to sell?
Yeah.
People are like, I already have that one. I'm happy. I'd rather have the Batman with the cowl on than not.
I've never in my life been like, I want the maskless Batman. Thank you.
That's not who he is.
Yeah. Like nobody just wants no mask Batman. Nobody wants. They want an option of both, right?
Same with Shriek came out. It's this guy with gauntlets, and he has like a one eye, and he looks like a robot Cyclops with claws. But then they released the figure with his human head, and he's an old man. I'm like, you just made him 90% less cool because you didn't put his helmet on. And then of course they released that later.
Now the one thing, here's a question for you guys. If McFarlane actually started doing deluxe sets where you got the Batman character, but he came with different head sculpts and more accessories, why doesn't he do that? What do you guys think?
Because that's coming. I'll tell you right now, that's coming. What they're looking right now is this is a company that doesn't know what they're doing at the beginning, and now they're getting their sort of traction. what's going to be coming is deluxe packs. He just hinted with the weapons packs, right? He's going to get around, skirt around that licensing issue, and do weapons packs. But I'm telling you right now, he's going to do deluxe packs, and he's going to bring back those figures that we don't like, some of them, and put them in the deluxe packs, and make you buy them because it has the old heads. This is the thing I don't like. He's already showed that he can do this because remember the Robins, the what was that? The Who Laughs Robins. The
Joker Who Laughs.
Do you remember that? He had, you have to buy each one of these and look for them because they all have different heads. So people went hunting for them, and a lot of them were like, hey, why couldn't you just put different heads, all three of the heads in these, and I'll just buy 3 of them and be done with. But instead, now you're making them all separate packages. Now I got to run around during the pandemic and look for these things, right? I remember people talking about they were pretty upset. They're like, hey, I don't mind buying 3 Robins. Just put the 3 heads in each one of them. So I don't have to go searching for a specific one, right?
And then the annoying thing is he has now a 4 set that comes with that Joker. And
that's where I was alluding to. See? He went and all this time during the pandemic, people went out there looking for this stuff, and then he just went slap right in the face and said, there you go. I just made it easy for you in a nice box. How many people were pissed? Like,
hey, D, I think you got a new meme coming up for your Batman slapping Robin.
Sonny goes, you buy 3 sex slave Robins and end up with 3 toys.
Oh my god. Oh.
Well, D, what are your thoughts? Like, you saw this whole nonsense unfold.
Oh, I saw this whole thing's ridiculous. Same with his releasing the Build-A-Figure waves as a set now, like a collector's edition.
Remember that giant box?
Yeah. Like, this is not a video game release with like an exclusive edition. This is just figures that are still on the shelves. If I wanted, I could go to the store and buy the whole wave right now.
And the thing is, it was like literally months right after. It wasn't like a year from now, 2 years from now, for somebody who missed that initial release, that they can go and collect these figures. If he had said, okay, in 2020, I released these Robin figures, and people went crazy looking for them, and now they're not available, or some of them have been scooped up and are going really high on eBay or whatever. Here is 2 years later, 3 years later, I'm going to release it again in a box set. So people who missed out 3 years ago have a chance to get it. I can accept that. But he just did it with the King Shark thing, right? That was the box set?
That's the box set.
Yeah, it was like literally 3-4 months before he released the individual figures, and then he just brought out this box set. Like, what?
Like, you create the demand first. And we've seen this with Hasbro. You know, we've gotten the that Doctor Strange set that had Darkchild, or oh my god, what's her name?
Darkchild? Who? What?
I'm thinking of when she turns into the magic.
Oh, magic. Yeah.
And then they re-release those figures because there was a high demand for it. Be smart about your releases. Don't release something that's not popular and this amazing set that is not, people aren't gonna buy.
Let it breathe. Let it breathe a little bit. Give it a little gap,
seriously.
Right?
Change your underwear. Jesus. But
what else did he talk about here?
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, Chris, go ahead.
I'll just let Chris just explode right now.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, because this was the tipping point, which kind of really pissed me off.
Oh, okay.
So this is when the question about superhero female figures came into the interview, saying he can't do a line of female superheroes in a boys action figure section. Okay. So, and he also went into saying that there's a level of how he does his figures. There's superheroes, villains, and then females. So obviously, you know where he puts females in his mind. And, you know, saying that boys don't want female superhero figures. I'm like, you know, and I'm not speaking from experience because I'm gay or I might relate to women or female superheroes, even though, you know, when I was growing up, She-Ra was one of my first superheroes that I was a fan of. It's about building a team and completing our displays, especially nowadays with all the figures that we are getting, like Hasbro. My collection of Legends, there's different levels. I got the main core X-Men, and then I'm building my Hellfire team, which, I want to get some female figures for. Female figures are also ones that are hard to find. And, you're not capitalizing on the fact that female figures are wanted and needed more often. And
I couldn't agree more with you on this. He is totally wrong on that aspect. I understand from the business standpoint that majority of the collectors are males and they're going to gravitate towards male figures, but Wonder Woman, Canary, Huntress, Catwoman, these are big figures that all collectors want in their collection. And I haven't seen an animated Catwoman properly. I haven't seen one from Todd. I haven't seen a proper Wonder Woman. I've seen the movie one, which has sausage legs. They're not even proportioned. I haven't seen these characters. So what is he talking about? I don't understand. I want these characters. So I don't understand.
I'm sorry. I'm just playing this. This is just too funny.
To be fair, Todd, Sonny goes, sometimes I think my wife is the villain. I'm not touching that. I'm not. Me and Dee are smarter than that. We're not touching that.
I'll get struck if I say anything. So
yeah.
Well,
I'll have a Todd McFarlane figure coming at me in my head. I'll be duck.
Well, the craziest thing I don't understand during this whole part was how do you compare a serial killer to a kid ending up with a female figure or a dinosaur figure?
Oh, man.
I know what he was coming from for that. And I think it was taken out of context. You have to read the room.
Well, he better be careful.
You don't say things like that, period.
Yeah.
But what he was saying is coming from the 90s, there was a whole boys and girls thought each other had cooties. He's still thinking it's the 90s. That's not the case anymore. You have to grow with the times. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I get you.
You girls are girls, blah, blah. That's what his mind is still associating action figures with.
Okay, that's cooties, not a serial killer.
No, it's but he's
But okay, maybe before answering that question, his team should have actually did some analytical work and see what is the age that these figures are being bought by. Hasbro does this all the time. Other companies, they try to get some data on what demographic and is buying their figures so that they can, sort of market towards them, right? So for me, does he still think 9-year-old boys are buying his figures? I don't know. They are, but I don't think they're the driving force behind his sales. I think it's more of over the age of 16, I think, are buying these figures.
Collectors.
Yeah. So what is he talking about? I don't get it. If this company actually did their due diligence and had that information, he wouldn't be answering this question at all like that. And that tells me right now that they don't have the analytical data, or I assume that he's ignoring those information and just assuming good old 1990s or something, right?
Well, we saw it with his Kickstarter when he made that hinged cape because he wanted it to be like the retro one.
I feel so sorry for you guys, Spawn collectors.
And then he glued it on as well, so you can't even remove it. So, but he's like, yeah, in the 90s, this was what people wanted. That's fair. But at the same time, a lot of people didn't want that. But moving on to Chris was getting to the point where he said boys will turn into serial killers. What he was saying is a boy is expected, this is a very specific explanation Todd was giving. He's like, there's a son who likes robots, monsters, and superheroes, and you surprise him with a generic female action figure, he'd probably get so mad he'd become a serial killer. It's the same way as saying, I'm so mad I could kill you. It's not literal.
It's just weird.
It's just a stupid
so
way
weird.
to say it. It's not something you should say, and it's unnecessary.
Here's how he said it that has created the talk about it. He said female figure. He didn't say female superhero figure. It's the slightest little thing, but it's the biggest difference from when you're trying to come across your point. It's a female superhero. It's not just a female figure. It's it wouldn't be an action figure if they weren't a superhero. That's Barbie. That's Barbie's job.
Yeah.
But it just really bugs me that he doesn't realize that you can build your art. Collectors can build their display.
There's my cat. That's my cat, by the way.
There's more inclusivity, more races, and building your consumer, which can help make you become number one for so many years. If you're not giving what your consumers want, they're gonna go elsewhere.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. His PR team is probably just pulling their hair, going, "What are you doing?"
No, he's a wild card. He doesn't have a PR team.
You don't think so? I think he does.
His own PR team.
I think he just fires on his rail.
I think he's got one person in that PR team going, "What are you doing?" Like, I gotta go clean this nonsense now.
He's stuck in the 90s. Remember when we all went hunted for Rogue, Mezco, Wonder Woman? Like, we enjoy female superheroes, but he's comparing them to like side characters like Alfred or Commissioner Gordon.
He
made that comparison.
It's like, oh, you got your little Timmy a Wonder Woman figure. Uh-oh, he's gonna be a killer. It's
JL says, if you don't know what a woman really looks like, Todd, just tell us.
That's Jess.
Great point.
That was Jess.
Thank you, Jess. That was awesome. That's awesome.
Don't mess with women. Seriously.
I don't think it's just women. I think a collector, like when I was listening to that, I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, I want a proper Wonder Woman. I want a proper Hunter. Like I just mentioned, Canary. Like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. I don't expect you to make female figures in the entire wave.
Oh, that's what made me mad too.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't sell a whole wave of women. I'm like,
well, who's telling you to make a whole wave of women? Nobody's telling you to do that.
So instead of making 2 Wonder Women that are the exact same with just a different head, just make that a different character. You already explained to us that you have no problem spending the money on a new mold.
Yep.
So just make Hawk Girl or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's another one, Hawk Girl. There's another one. Like, I want that. That'd be cool. Right?
Again, it's building your teams. And how can you do that with his figures when it's like, oh, hey, I got 3 versions of Green Lantern. I got
there's
one
even
Robin.
A female Green Lantern. So
what?
That's what he needs to get. What he needs to get with the times.
I'm just going by what he releases. I didn't know all those characters existed.
As far as Chris is concerned, there's only Batman and Wonder Woman.
Customs Matthew says the sad part is if Todd listened to what his fans want, he would be so successful. Yeah, I agree. I think they choose certain things to listen to, but they make it look like they're always listening to the fans. He always keeps saying, "I'm always, listening to what the people have to say, and I'm making these changes." Blah 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 blah. No, you're not.
Can we?
You're selecting certain things to listen to that works within your business, which is fine. We got to remind people at the end of the day, this is a business, and this is something he's built on his own and got the license for. He's well deserved of it, I think. So we're not going to take that away from him, but I just think that don't try to get into a territory where you can get yourself into a lot of hot water and put your whole licensing at risk. Because if Warner Brothers wants to look into this and say, okay, we don't agree with what you're saying, we're going to pull your license away. Do you really want to lose all that income? Do you really want to put yourself in that position because you're not taking the time to do the research? I just find that, like, every business, especially his size, he might not be a big business like Hasbro, but he's still a sizable company, right?
I find it like, when people make jokes about straight white rich males who try to push their mindset on other people, this is that situation right now, and it just hit me. Like, he's a successful straight male, and he's telling people what they actually want. He's like, "Oh, I want this female action figure." No, you don't. What you want is this, and I'll provide it to you. Like, you don't.
I'm trying to look at it from his point of view as well.
If he didn't make it so sexist, though.
Do you think he's just an all-around gullible person and doesn't really get it?
No, I think.
Or do you think there's some venom to this?
I don't think there's venom. I think he's just a fool. Like, he's He's like an old racist grandfather who grew up in the times, and he says some off-color stuff, and he doesn't want to be malicious, but it just slips out every once in a while. I think this is
accidentally.
accidentally.
Seriously, what it comes down to is, if you think about it, these toy companies as working in a workplace, Todd McFarlane is the manager. We are the ones who work hard and spend the money. If you listen to your workers, you will make more money because they will keep buying. We will keep working. It's listen to your consumer. That's all it takes, because if you're going to do what they want, they will spend the money. And, even if you increase the prices, if you're giving us what we want, we will spend. That's what it comes down to. And especially it's huge in the collector community. We will buy. We have cash to spend.
The Sunny Channel says Todd probably holds a vote for which characters get made, but since in Todd's world, women can't vote.
Oh my God.
He doesn't make female figures. Whoa, shots fired. Okay. That is
bam bam.
Yes. All right. Anything else? How did it wrap up? Because I stopped 5 minutes before I think the interview ended, because I was just like, yep, I had enough.
He basically said like he's been at this for a long time and he knows what he's talking about. Am I wrong, Chris? Am I wrong? Is that not what he said?
I'm just laughing because he's like, I know what I said and I know I'm right. And I'm just like, okay, serial killer. Like, how many bodies does this guy have in his basement?
Okay.
Is he speaking from experience? He is.
We love him. He's a good Canadian boy, but we question his thinking.
Oh, sometimes. I think he's crazy. I love this guy. Yeah. I think he's an absolute nutcase.
Let's try to get him on. Let's try to get him on.
Oh my God. He's like the Tiger King of the action figure world.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's great. Yeah, Tiger King. No, but yeah, you're right. I just think that he needs to really... I think somebody in PR probably grabbed a hold of him right after that interview ended and said, okay, you're coming to this room here and we're going to have a chat.
Do you have proof that he has a PR team?
I can find out for you.
Yeah, find that out.
I will. You know what? I will actually reach out. To McFarlane's camp and ask them, do they have a PR team? And
Todd Exotic. Yes.
Todd Exotic. Yeah. He's probably going to reach out and say, of course we do, you idiot. What do you think this is?
I don't know. Right? You say some pretty wild stuff.
And then I'll be like, well, you're calling me the idiot? Did you not see that interview?
Yeah, where are they?
Yeah.
So my child turned into a serial killer, and this interview explained everything. Do you have time to talk?
Yeah. No, I'll reach out and see if they will respond back to me first. So they'll be like, who is this small little channel? Get out of our way. See, we only deal with the big dogs like Shartimus and the Sunny Channel and Customs by Matthew, right?
I hope he never changes. He's a wild card. He's the wild card I need in my life. So just keep saying all the stuff you say so I can laugh at it later.
Oh my god.
Man. Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else before we wrap it up here? We had a good show. This was a fun show. Yeah. I appreciate everybody coming out too as well, chatting with us. Thank you. So much love to you guys. You guys are awesome. There's a couple of people that showed us some love today here. Trevor, the Sunny Channel, JL, Cousins by Matthew. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. All right. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Nothing? No last words? No?
Nope.
Go Todd Father all the way? No? Okay.
It's like watching an episode of Desperate Housewives or the
Real
golf
Housewives. Clap comes out. Oh my god. Definitely enjoyed the show. Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate that. They all jumped off the building. PR Custom at you. Don't say that. That's mean. Custom I met you. Come on. Throw the figures off the balcony instead of the people.
All of them. Not all of them are crazy like he is.
Yes. All right. Okay. Well, with that being said, wherever you're around the world or the universe, have yourself a good morning, a good day, and a good night. Take care. Todd Father all the way.